Matthew 23, 2 through 3 in context for you Hebrew illiteralites, and the real reason Christ said to listen to the Pharisees and for them to do what they told them to do, which had nothing to do with keeping the law of Moses but keeping the law of Christ, as I'll fully and irrefutably break down in this video. Matthew 23, 1 through 4. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So Moses' seat, meaning them being in an authoritative position over them, or as it is here written of what Jethro tells his son-in-law Moses, Exodus 18:19. Hearken now unto my voice, I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And Christ goes on to say, all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not after their works, for they say and do not. There he tells them to do whatsoever they tell them to do, but he told them that not because what they told them to do was necessarily due to salvation being predicated after those specific works.
Definitely not.
If they were, he wouldn't have started rebuking them in the very next verse for the burdens that they were binding to them. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So the reason for Christ telling them to do what they told them to do had more to do with what Paul and Peter says in these following passages than the law of Moses. Romans 13, 1 through 7. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are God's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. 1 Peter 2, 18 through 24. Servants, be ye subject to your masters with all fear, not only to good and gentle, but also to the froward. For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example, that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who when he was reviled not. Again, when he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on a tree, that we, being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. Colossians 3, 22 through 25. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord, and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For ye serve the Lord Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respects of persons. Ephesians 6, 5 through 9. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, and singleness of your heart, as unto Christ, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your masters also is in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with him. So that explains what Christ was saying in Matthew 23:3, and not what these Judaizers or Hebrew Illiterate camp niggas tell you it meant, as they even agree with the Pharisees in Acts 15 and the zealous for the law Jews in Acts 21 against the conclusion of the councils that were against binding the law of Moses to the disciples of Christ, and these are the sufferings of Christ. Yeah, and I got something else too, man, because this might rub a lot of like pro-black people the wrong way, man, but at the end of the day, man, the slave master wasn't lying when he told us that, man. When he told us, to be obedient to our earthly masters, man. Word is born. This is how we serve Christ, man. This is how we serve God. All praises to the Most High, God the Father, the invisible Father.
And serving the United States government
peace to
is
the
serving God
scattered
too.
abroad, man. The foreknown elect, shalom. And I still got my hammer out on hammer time, nailing the law to the cross.